David got up from the ground. After he had washed, put on lotions and changed his clothes, he went into the house of the Lord and he worshipped. At the lowest point in his life, he went into the house of the Lord and he worshipped. Because he knew that regardless of the sin in his life, he needed to break through into the presence of God. You know, the biggest lie of the enemy is to tell us that the sin in our lives, the things that we've done wrong, will prevent us from worshipping. You know, you're not good enough. You know, you can't. How can you possibly do that when you road raged on the way to church? How can you possibly do that when you've had such a bad week at work and you've been such a bad witness? You know, how can you do that when your standards at school haven't been... You know, here's David at a point where he's fallen so low. And he's saying, God, I don't know if you can ever forgive me. And God says, I forgive you. And he comes into the house of the Lord and he worships. He knew that worship breaks you into the presence of God. And the enemy would have us run in the opposite direction. But God says, when you feel least like worshipping, when you feel like your life is not where it should be, that's the very time you need to worship, because it will bring you into the presence of God. You know, things change depending on how we look and where we look. I need a volunteer. What's her name? Tom. Come on here, Tom. So, Tom, what I want you to do is, were you in the last service? No, so you have no idea. I want you to put the palm of your hand out, and I want you to balance this broom on the palm of your hand. Now, I want you to stand back this way a bit because I don't want you to hit me. Okay, not that I don't trust you or anything. Okay, you got it? You hold it. Okay, now I want you to balance it. Go. Yoo-hoo! Very good. Go, Tom. Now, have a look where Tom's looking. Now, Tom, I want you to stop looking up at the top of the broom and I want you to look at your hand. Okay. Round of applause for Tom. Okay. Now, see, that's what happens. When we keep our eyes on God and we go, God, I trust you. Your loving kindness endures forever. You're a good God. You have my best interest at heart. All things work together for good. Lord, I'm looking at you. You're great. You're great. How great is our God? And you keep your eyes on the Lord. And what happens to your hand? Everything follows and falls into balance. As soon as you take your eyes off God and you start, oh, my life, all the problems in my life, all my finances, all my job, all my kids, all my husband, all my wife, everything falls. The balance disappears. When we keep our eyes on God, when we worship, when we declare his greatness, you don't have to sing, you can just declare it. If you've got a terrible voice, then that's fine. Just go, God, you're good. I will not believe the lies of the enemy that you've forgotten me. I will not believe that you've left me alone. You're a good God. You start to declare the word of God and worship, and things will change.